My name is Martin Hermsen. I'm from Digitas Consulting, one of the founding partners. Why this event? We like to bring our partners and customers, clients together to exchange views, experience, knowledge, expertise, so that they can use that and make their organizations better as they are today. So the second edition of the Digital Innovation Summit 2015 was about ecosystems. If you contrast that with the first edition, what was much more about digital and what organizations can do and how they can improve, taking more an inside out perspective. The ecosystem is really about how organizations find a new role in a new digital environment that they live and operate in. And what you see is because of digital, markets are changing, and we often see a disruptive change. And in a relatively short period of time, they need to find their new role and a new position in a new developing value chains. And because this gives a lot of anxiety, a lot of questions, a lot of new direction setting, for us it's very important to kind of make that subject a subject to be discussed so that we can help our clients in finding their future survival points and their future directions. Why ecosystems are of importance, why they are essential to be considered in what your new position is, because it's a reality. And it's a reality that overcomes you. You are an organization, you are in a market, but you see the market is changing rapidly. And you see new ecosystems developing, with new organizations are actually in charge of these new ecosystems. If you don't understand what the forces are in those new ecosystems, it's very difficult for you to kind of describe for you and claim your own role in that ecosystem. So for organizations, it's very important to really understand, hey, what's happening in my market? How are the powers shifting? Who is in charge and why are they in charge? And why? And what can I do to have a sustainable position so that I can do my business for a longer period of time. And so when digital in the past we used digital to make our operations a little bit better. Now the society is changing and organizations need to reconsider their position, in their ecosystem. Right. So when we looked at the Digital Innovation Summit 2015, of course, we are looking at who can contribute, who are, let's say, partners that bring real innovation, enabling organizations to play the digital game. That are our natural partners that we do business with in the market because they have innovative new ideas. How markets are developing and how you can help organizations in making that possible. And therefore we selected from those partners speakers that share here, their experiences. And but we also wanted to make a combination with what's the academic perspective. So therefore we had Nico Baak in here, who had a very visionary kind of, let's say, story about how fundamental society is changing because of the digital, things that are happening to us. Well, we are, of course, as Digitas, we are a consulting firm, and we try to guide our clients in the questions of today. What for me was a very important takeaway from Nico Baken's presentation was his impact on sectors. Basically he said in the past sectors could survive independently. But now, because of digitals, you see one sector going in the other sector and the other way around. So you see a lot of cross-sector, let's say, new competitiveness, and therefore resulting in those new ecosystems. And so if I look at our role in that, our role would be to guide our clients that playing a certain game in a sector, trying to guide them towards the future, how they need to play this new cross-sectoral game. If I'm thinking about this third edition of the Digital Innovation Summit, then it's probably going to be about, now the ecosystems are a reality. Now power balances really shift, and I expect a lot of organizations to be in trouble. As one speaker said today, if you look at the top 500 companies in the world, 10 years from now, 75% of those companies, will be different companies, and they will be of a signature and of a name that we don't know yet today. So what you see happening is that the change is increasing in speed, and it is just not only competitiveness, but it is really structural how markets work. And so next year, I think we can give examples that for organizations that succeeded in this fast change, organizations that are still trying to figure it out, and many organizations that actually, lost the game. You see some signs of that already, but I think that will increase in the next 12 months. The change happens fast, and it's also unexpected, and it's always very often neglected. And I think that the boards of an organization, they should have a real open view. And what it also enforces a board to do is speak to all the layers in their organization. Because the dangers that organizations and the challenges that they have are much better understood at the middle and the lower layers of the organizations than in the top. Traditionally people in the top have a certain age, and because of this age they see the future less sharp as the people in the middle. So I think that the organizations that really strive and grow and be of success are those organizations that are really flat and enable and empower, their youngsters that have the fresh looks on society and really can guide the older guys, if you will, towards, the road that is necessary to survive. Well, to create awareness. I think it's our role and our job to create awareness. And we need also to teach. We're teaching boards the new language, the languages as being speaking in the markets. And because this language is really changing very fast. And what I almost would like to do is reverse the pyramid. So, can we bring the youngsters, in charge? Because they speak the language, and how do you mix that? Because of course you need to mix youngsters that are in the middle of the society knowing what's happening, with seniority that know how to, manage a big firm. But I think that those organizations that will really win will be those organizations that are really flat and that empower people and give the freedom to everybody with clear insights, to empower them and to set new directions in which organizations can create value.